Hello guys, this is Tovar with Redpath Performance Group and another honest review. Today I'm going to talk about a pack that has surprised me in a very good way. It has quickly become one of my favorites. A little bit of background, I know that I would love to have more videos more often, but I really try to test things for a long period of time before doing any of these videos. Today I'm going to talk about the Rockagator Firebreak, and I tested this very thoroughly for a little bit, I would say maybe a month or two, but I used this all the time, and I was very happily surprised with the results. First off, Rockagator, these guys are a solid company, a US company. They make a lot of packs specializing in everything that is waterproof. They also create very nice lightweight dry bags, so make sure to check their website, Rockagator. And my connection to Rockagator comes from the Spartan Agoge. Rockagator actually worked with Spartan to create the Agoge pack. It's a big pack that is meant for events that are over 60 hours. So it's of course a very large pack. It's very well made, and that's how I met Randy. Randy, thank you again for everything that you do. Awesome customer service, great guys to work with, and that was how I got connected to Rockagator. So, as you guys know, I'm a GoRuck guy. My everyday carry is GoRuck. So this is what I usually use all the time. This is my Gear 1, and this is also what I use when I travel. So when I travel, I put a liner in this one to make sure that it's waterproof, right? Because I may be using it for hiking, I may be using it for kayaking, whatever it may be. So when I travel, the usual, let's say, mode of operation is going to be that I'm going to have all my carry-on stuff here, and then when I arrive on location, I'm going to take all that stuff out, headphones, food, snacks, books, notebook, laptop, etc. All of that is going to come off, and then I'm going to use this with a dry sack for my adventures. So after doing that for many trips, I realized, well, why don't I get an actual bag that is designed to keep everything waterproof, and so I can travel with just one pack. Because honestly, when you're traveling and you're doing hiking adventure, you definitely want to keep all your assets safe from water. Think about your camera. Think about, I like having notebooks, maps, stuff like that. You want that waterproof. That if you go to a cold environment, you want your layers to also be waterproofed, right? Because you want your layers dry so that you can have a comfy, warm thing to wear when you're done. So I reach out to Randy and I say, hey Randy, what do you have in your catalog that kind of fits the description? So this is the Firebreak. So this comes at a very good size. It's 25 liters. So 25 liter is a great day pack. Anything between 20 to let's say 28 is a very good day pack. Just really quickly, some of the outside features before I talk about what I really like about this. This material is called TPU, and it's very flexible, as you can see. It's very rough. It's designed to be tougher than regular waterproof materials. So this won't rip as easily as other waterproof materials. And what is really important about this Firebreak too is that this material also allows the pack to keep its flexibility, and making sure that it's easier to manage even in cold environments, where other plastics may tend to lose those properties, right? So right off the bat, as you can see, it has a bungee cord system here that I really like. One of my trips in which I tried this on was a work trip to Denver. So whenever I was commuting outside, I was wearing hats, I was wearing gloves, and then whenever I came to an indoor location where I was working, I could put my gloves, my hat, and my scarf right here, so they're ready for the next time that I go outside. That way, I don't have to dig into the pack, right? As you can see, it has a little bit of daisy chain, kind of, right? So you can have different carabiners. All this is reflective, which is super nice. You have some loops here for additional tools or anything that you want to put in there as well. And on the outside, it also has a D-ring that you can use for different purposes. Most of the time I use this with a carabiner to carry my hat or something like this. It also has two mesh pockets here on the outside. This was the part that I wish it was a bit bigger because I'm big on Nalgene bottles. Nalgene bottles is the standard. I have tons of them, and they did not fit here. And I obviously don't want a full liter of water just kind of bouncing, bringing the pack down like that. Anyway, it's not a big deal because I also have a couple of water bottles like this, so they fit right there. So I was using one of these pouches for my water bottle. The other one I was using for the day-to-day stuff like, you know, tissues. I always have a reusable cup for coffee, a spork, things like that, right? So on the outside, those are very, very nice features. Now, being Rockagator, the company that they're out in Utah, so they do canyoneering, they do skiing and stuff like that. So their pack is obviously going to be packed with features that are hiking or sports related, right? So one of the things that I really like about this bag, and I was really hesitant at first, is that it has this adjustability to bring the pack closer to your body. What happens with a lot of these packs, and that's the reason why I really don't like them a lot, is that when you put them on, you can see how the weight is gonna bring the pack behind you. So having this adjustability that is common in hiking packs, you can always bring the pack closer to your body, and then the weight stays with you. And I really like that because once this is really tightened, all the weight is really high. So it really moves with you. It's amazing how well it moves with you. Staying there, of course, another thing is that if you go online and get like a cheap dry bag, a cheap dry backpack, you don't want to have these features like having some cushioning, some ventilation there. So I really like that as well. I like the handle. I mean, a lot of people are gonna be like, well, it's just, you know, a piece of strap. I like that because that takes less water, and it's also very easy to manage even when you're wearing gloves. If it was a very thick material, then kind of your gloves don't fit in. And remember that part of the goal of this may be that you're using this for winter sports. So, also, common and expected for packs, it has a sternum strap right here, and I really like how big the range for the straps are. If you see, they can accommodate such a large frame. And sure, you're thinking, well, you know, I'm a petite sized person and I have an average frame. This is great when you're wearing winter jackets. I know that my winter jackets are huge, so this is great to have this capability because then you can still fit this pack. Now, going a little bit into the pack inside itself. So the closure system is that of every dry bag that you've seen, right? You fold it, and then you have a couple of options. You can either do this like you do with every dry sack, or something that I really like about Rockagator is that they put a second option, which would be right here on the sides. So if you're using it for commuting, or like I did it for a while, like an everyday carry, then this is a bit easier. I like it because it's more streamlined and it's also an easier access, right? I really like this instead of just having that loop that usually has to happen with these dry bags. Now, there's a big buckle in the center, which is another option to make sure that those rolls are kept in, or if you were using it in the other configuration, it kind of helps to manage this big loop that forms, because then you can also tighten like so, right? Which is really cool. But I can tell you what I use it for. I didn't use it for that. I mean, of course, that's what it's made for, but my favorite use for this was to carry layers on the outside. So I could have my big coat right here in the outside available, not having to use the space of the pack. Also a yoga mat, or just to carry something that can sit high on your shoulders. This is also another great thing. Now, this is probably my favorite thing about this bag, is the inside. So what I don't like about this type of dry bags or stuff sacks is that once I put things inside, they're gonna be moving around, and I really hate that feeling. That's why I usually go with a GoRuck because it has a frame, it has pockets, etc. Right? So imagine putting everything I carry every day into this one. It's going to be flopping around. So that is something that they solved, and it's my favorite thing about this pack, is that if you look close inside, it has a lot of different pockets and different options. So starting quickly, for example, it has a spot for my laptop, right? Now I have a pair of shoes, because you never know when you're gonna go out in a run, so you put them there. I have, of course, some pens and my glasses, because if I'm gonna be staring at a screen for a longer period of time, I need glasses. So it has a zipper right here, which I can put that. I can put my blue pen. I can put my Sharpie, right? I have that. I started switching to tea, because caffeine in coffee is a little bit too much, and I try to keep my teeth healthy. So it has some mesh pockets for little items like that. So I have my tea right there, right? I also trying to get better at nutrition, so I'm reading the Wire to Eat book. So it has a second spot that can be used for a tablet, but it can also be used for a book, right? So let's say that's my configuration for the day, right? So now I'm done. It's organized. The structure is still okay. But then when I get to the hotel and I'm ready to go hiking, and this was my favorite feature of what it quickly became one of my favorite EDCs. All that organization that you saw inside, it's actually a zip out liner. This is mentioned in the website, but you cannot really see it. So I get to the hotel, I unzip that, I leave all of that in my hotel room. It has some foam here to create some structure, and all of this, that is what I'm carrying. All of this, hotel room, I'm ready for a hike. I put in here a couple of layers, some extra water, some snacks, and I'm ready for a hike, or I'm ready to get on the kayak, or I'm ready to do whatever I want to do, because this just became a regular dry sack, of course with added features. But now this is waterproof. This can actually go on the water, right? So this is why this became very quickly one of my favorite options when I do international travel, when I do business and pleasure travel, right? So anyway, I think in a nutshell, if your idea behind having a pack that has some straps and that you can walk comfortably in, and that it's also waterproof, is for traveling and for adventure. I've tried a lot of things, and they may be 30, 40 bucks. You can get a cheap Chinese one from Amazon that is going to be 20 or 15. It's not going to be comfortable at all, and it's not going to be something that you will be willing to use for hours. So might as well spend a little bit more money, get something that is quality, and that also it's a pack that you can use for every day. So for a very long time, this became my carry-on, and the liner is amazing. So that is the honest review. Comment, like, share. Let me know if there's anything else that you wanted to touch base on regarding this pack. Big shout out to Rockagator. I really love their products. And I'll see you next one. Honest review.